Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mike Asherbranner, the proud and humble leader of the Hounds of Business community, and we are rolling with Mike King Biz on ESPN 106.1 FM. So good to see you guys here on the comments. If you're live, folks on the radio, hey, hope you're having a safe travels and a good week and rocking out. Okay. So today we have a really good friend of mine. I'm super excited. When we build a business and we go do something special and be somebody special, life gets hectic, right? We no longer are like everyone else, right? We're doing all kinds of a million and one things and running around all over the place. And so our health can go to the wayside. And I am the poster child for that, guys. So I tell you what, today we're with David Medansky. We're going to roll the intro and we're going to dive right into it. Because this guy, he's got his own story. He didn't come from the health sector. He decided to do it because he didn't want to die. So I'm not going to spill the beans. I'll go ahead and let this guy tell the story only he can tell. And we're going to dive into it. Thank you all so much for coming. And let me find the dadgum button. There it is. Let's rock and roll, everybody.
Are you looking to grow your network and your net worth with other high-level, heart-centered professionals? Then grab a seat and your favorite beverage and join Mike Asherbranner, the Redneck Connector. It's time for the Hounds of Business Community Happy Hour.
Man, I have too much fun in the comments. Look who's already in the house today. All right, Michelle Ramos, of course, our very own Hounds Ambassador, April Wyatt. Welcome. Thank you so much. Christy Williams. All right, probably future Hound here. I can't wait. And then we've got Lewis. Lewis is in the house, and Alicia. Wow. She must have came to see you because she didn't say, oh, there it is, David. Great to see you here. Hey, great to see you, Alicia. So thank you, everybody on the radio, everybody showing up today. We appreciate you. David, how are you today, my friend?
I'm doing awesome, Mike. Thank you for having me as a guest on your show today.
Man, are you kidding? Man, I rolled out the red carpet for you, big dog. I know you're a humble man, but hey, you roll, man. You're a good dude. So, hey, do everybody a favor. Share with us the story that put you into this, because you were an attorney. You wasn't a health nothing, right? So go ahead and explain it, because I don't want to ruin it. Go ahead.
Well, in my 20s and 30s, I was healthy and fit and trim. However, like most people, life gets in the way. I am a former lawyer, and over the time with work responsibilities and family obligations, I stopped exercising, started eating fast foods, convenient foods, and the weight crept up on me. And then in July of 2016, at age 61, my doctor tells me that based on my lab results and that I'm fat, I have a 95% for a fatal heart attack. So he gives me two options. He says, dude, either lose weight or find a new doctor. And he strongly encouraged me to find a new doctor because he'd been after me for 8 years to lose the weight. And if I did lose weight on a diet, I gained it all back, sometimes even more. So I was embarrassed and I was frustrated. This time was different. And during the next 4 months, I shed 50 pounds, which was 25% of my total body weight. More importantly, I've kept it off. And then 2 years ago, in June of 2022, at age 67, I hiked up Mount Kilimanjaro. So I'm on a mission to help others live a healthier life so they can enjoy life to the fullest and avoid either having a heart attack, a stroke, avoid getting those knee replacement, hip replacements, and all the ailments that come with allegedly old age, when really it's what we put into our bodies and what we do to our bodies.
Yeah, I mean, so this is about just like Kevin Smith with Kindness Worldwide, right? You're on the path like most people. You're just going to retire, do your thing, blah blah blah. But so what went through your mind? Because I know the folks that listen to this, they want to know, like, how did you go to that fork in the road and go right when most people go left? So what went through your mind when they said, "Hey, you're about to have a heart attack. You're not going to make it. Get out of my office."
I want to live and I want to enjoy life to the fullest. And I want to, my goal now is to live to 120 plus years, but to do so with good physical health, good mental health, my cognitive abilities, so that I'm not a burden on anyone and that I'm enjoying it. There's a difference between being self-sufficient and being either in assisted living, a nursing home, or, having your children have to take care of you. So this is my goal, is to be as healthy as I can. And I have a little paper in front of me that I look at every day and says, attitude is everything. The older I get, the healthier I become. The healthier I become, the more motivated I am to be healthier. My philosophy is I'm growing younger as I get older.
You really are, man. Not in a childish way, just in hey, what's next, right? And I'm not going to say your age, spill the beans, but most folks are hanging it up, and you're starting a new chapter and killing it, man. It's so inspiring. So let me put it this way. Hey, everybody out there on the radio, all the hounds right live right now. Hey, my family aged like milk. Not fine wine. I did not know for the longest time. Y'all think I'm kidding. I didn't know until I was in my 30s that people could actually get into, 50, 60, 70s above and be okay. Happy, healthy, look good. So here you go. I've been studying this thing, and this is his book. So anybody who wants to take a look, we're skipping ahead because I want to make sure. Jadedhealth.org, right? Is it
No,
jadedhealth
no.
dot
.com.
Oh, is it .com? Why is it .org on here? All right, Jaded, Jadeds, Jaded like the color, health.com. All right, we'll make sure that works. And if you're live, scan the QR code. All right. I got an autographed copy, man. But see, that's what I mean. It's an intention, right? Like we don't know what we don't know, right? So you came up with the 9 golden rules. Right? Explain what that is and how simple it is and what it can do for folks, especially business people, right?
Yeah,
Busy.
I'll go through it real quickly. I've written 5 books. Jaded Health is the 5th book. And in doing research as a lawyer, I was able to sift through the facts, the fiction, the opinion. And what I came up with reading books from the 1970s by Paul and Patricia Bragg, Jack LaLanne, Richard Simmons, and William Duffy's Sugar Blues is they were talking about basics. I started reading books from current authors. And what I learned is they were promoting their products, their methods, and it made it sound like if you didn't invest in their products or programs, you'd fail. The 9 simple golden rules, when I tell people, and we'll go through it real quickly, people are like, I know that. I understand you know it. The question is, are you doing it? And it's not what we can do, it's what we will do. So very quickly, the 9 simple golden rules is to drink an adequate amount of water. I'm talking about pure water. Pure water can be either distilled water, high quality spring water, or reverse osmosis water with a 6-stage filtering system. And when I say an adequate amount, it should be at least 1/2 of your total body weight. If you weigh 200 pounds, you should be drinking a minimum of 100 ounces of water because our bodies are 60 to 70% water. It's not soda, diet soda, fruit juices, or milk. So that's number 1. Golden rule number 2 is to avoid the highly processed, ultra processed manufactured foods. Golden rule
I was
number
going to
3.
ask you real
Yeah.
quick, what about hose water? I'm not joking. Should I filter the hose water?
If you filter the hose water, and it's okay. It depends if you have your own well and your own springs. I don't see a reason
I
why
do.
not.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead. No problem. So drink lots of good water. All right.
Yeah,
No
avoid the
processed
highly
foods.
processed, ultra processed manufactured foods. Golden rule number 3 is to eat real, holistic whole foods. Instead of having a glass of orange juice, have an orange. And the reason I say that is orange juice is unhealthy for you. It's a marketing gimmick that they use to say it's healthy for you. It takes 4 to 8 medium oranges to make a glass of orange juice. It's all sugar. The question is, would you eat 4 to 8 oranges at one sitting? Most people say no. But again, that's how much sugar you're putting in your body. No fiber usually, and there's added chemicals. So eat the real foods. Eat the fruits, the berries, the vegetables, the nuts, whatever. Golden rule number 4 is to eat slower. We're all in a hurry. We tend to eat fast. We'll be working at our computers, driving if we go through the drive-through, watching TV. Next thing you know, you look down, the food's gone. So where did it go? I refer to it as mindless eating. So you want to enjoy your food. Mark David wrote a book called The Slow Down Diet. And in there, he advocates if you take 5 minutes for breakfast, give yourself 10 minutes, and at a minimum, give yourself 30 minutes for lunch and 30 minutes for dinner. Golden rule number 6 is to eat smaller portions. The reason I say that is our portion sizes have been supersized and people don't realize it. In the 1900s, the average size dinner plate is 9 inches in diameter. Today, it's 12 inches, and at restaurants, it's 13 to 15 inches. Yet, in Europe, except for the UK, the average size dinner plate is still 9 inches in diameter. So you want to use a salad plate instead of a dinner size plate. Golden rule number 6 is to get adequate sleep. Minimum 7 to 8 hours, quality sleep. What researchers have found is if you are sleep deprived, you'll consume an extra 500 calories per day the next day.
Really?
Golden rule number 7, I call it rest to digest. It's an intermittent fast. And when I tell people that, they roll their eyes. It's like, oh, starvation. And most people are doing it without realizing it. Very simply, stop eating 3 hours before you go to sleep. Get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. When you wake up, drink a minimum of 8 to 12 ounces of water. I have a 20-ounce glass that I drink first thing in the morning. It rehydrates you. Water is a natural appetite suppressant. And then my first meal is about 2 or 3 hours later. So you're getting 12 or more hours of an intermittent fast. Very simple to do. Golden rule number 8, think positive. 80% of our thoughts are negative. Imagine, Mike, if we change that to be 80% positive. And then golden rule number 9, walk each day. Walking is the most underrated physical activity a person can do. Rebel Wilson lost 77 pounds in 1 year simply walking an hour each day. Now, I understand not everybody has an hour to devote to walking each day. However, Mindy Kaling lost weight, and what she did is when she had a 10 or 15-minute break, instead of going on social media or texting friends, she'd go for a 10 or 15-minute walk. Well, if you do that 3, 4, 5 times throughout the day, you're getting in 30 minutes to an hour. So again, just move, have some physical activity. Those are 9 simple golden rules. Usually I ask people, is there any you're unwilling to do? And some people say, yeah, I can do it all. I'm unwilling to give up my soda or diet soda. I'm not able to help you if that's the choices you're willing to make.
Right, but you don't have to throw it all out at once. And I'm going to get to that real quick because I have experience. You've been helping me per week, right? Because I don't just go up there and say, oh, he's got a book or whatever, just do it. I want to make sure that, hey, I did due diligence. I know this person. I know who they are, what they do. So let me get to it. Hey, Mike King Biz Radio, ESPN 106.1. Thank you for tuning in. We are here with the one and only David Medansky with the Hounds of Business. I'm Mike Asherbrander, the proud and humble leader of that Hounds of Business. And hey, heart-centered, high-level professionals getting stuff done without the pitch slap, the pitch slap and spamming people all over the place. Profitable reciprocity. So don't do this alone. Hey, plug into us. Send me a message. We're on YouTube, Hounds of Business, LinkedIn, or send a carrier pigeon, dadgummit. So don't do it alone. All right. So look who we roll with. Look at this, man. We're on Mike King Biz Radio with David Medansky. I can't say nothing else. And real quick, before I get into it, because people are already popping that code, man. If you guys want to check it out, it's on Amazon. Jaded Health by David Medansky. Go to Amazon. It's hot off the presses. It just released last week, guys. I got a pre-copy because I feel special, right? I got to. And then his website. All right, and we got to fix that. But hey, it's real simple. Who is this? All right. And I know I should know. Who is this? So you're getting around, you're letting people know what you're all about. Who is this? This
That's
lady on
Vani Harry. She's known as the Food Babe. She's written Feeding You Lies, and she has her product is Truvani. And I just want to say I use her products because I love them. And I took a dozen of her Truvani chocolate snack bars when I hiked up Mount Kilimanjaro. And I'll tell you, that helped me quite a bit because of the energy it gave me. It filled me up, and I didn't have to worry about eating a lot of food. The porters in Kilimanjaro are fantastic. The food they give you is not the healthiest because they want to make sure you enjoy it, and people are used to eating the unhealthy food. So I was able to eat healthy and maintain my nutrition and get up the mountain that way. So I want to send a shout out to Vani Harry and Truvani and thank them for their products.
Oh, absolutely. That's cool. Yeah, maybe we can get her on my show. I don't know. We'll see. Stranger things. We got you on the show, so to keep hope alive, man. So I tell you what, audience, if you have a question, there's a lot of people here, man. They are chomping at it. Hey, put the questions or comments and keep them going in the comment section. This is the only problem with having a 30-minute show. I can't do nothing for 30 minutes. All right. So let me ask you this. What are the 9 golden rules? Well, first of all, think positive, and you're great at that. So when I want to go, well, but you're always that's the lawyer in you coming out. You're always wanting to counter argue the positive side, right? Because I'm like, well, I can. It'll do this. You're like, well, but what if it wasn't, right? Or what if you could? What if you could have your cake and eat it too, so to speak, right? And that's helpful. That is extremely helpful. But which one of the 9 golden rules do you think people struggle with the most? What do you see?
Water. Water is the most important. That's why
Good.
it's number one. There's a direct correlation between 75% of the U.S. population being chronically dehydrated and 72% of the U.S. population being overweight, of which 42% are clinically obese. The reason being, a lot of times when we think we're hungry, we're actually thirsty. So if you drink water, it's an appetite suppressant. It rehydrates you and makes you feel a lot better.
There you go. See, simple. You don't get a lot of fluff with this guy, man. That's why I love it. All right. So let me ask you this. If you have a brief story that you can share of someone who implemented the rules, right? And how did that transform their life? They actually did it, right? So not easy. I mean, change new habits, not hard. But what success story could you share with us?
Wow, I have many, many success stories. The average client that I have will shed between 25 and 35 pounds or more. More importantly, they enjoy life. They keep it off because it's a lifestyle. It's not a diet. Diets are temporary, extreme, hard to stick with, and a lot of them are potentially dangerous. 90% of people who lose weight on a diet gain the weight back. I'm exhibit A. However, if you change your lifestyle and you create new habits, habits that you like, that you enjoy, you'll keep doing it. And then you don't think about the bad habits. And I'm not a food purist. I mean, I'll have a piece of chocolate cake or some ice cream every once in a while. However, it's a treat. It's not every day. It's not every week. So that's the difference. Again, don't beat yourself up if you indulge when you know you shouldn't. It's okay. Think of yourself as an airplane. You're traveling from Los Angeles to New York or vice versa. If you're off 1 degree, you'll be off 266 miles. However, most planes are on autopilot. They keep correcting to get back on course. So think of yourself as an autopilot, and if you get off course, just correct and get back on course. Again, instead of thinking, oh, I'm making sacrifices or, not able to have certain things, think of it as I'm making a healthy choice. We all have choices to make. So the other thing I just want to get in real quick, Mike, before we run out of time, is I do the corporate health and wellness programs. And what I find with a lot of corporate wellness programs done by others is companies will provide either a gym membership or a dietitian or a nutritionist to talk to. The problem is employees don't use what's available to them. They don't engage. And the way I work it is it's all inclusive, and we get 4 times more engagement from employees. Usually, 50% or more of the employees will participate in the program because not everybody needs it. There are a lot of healthy employees out there. However, for the most part, the employees that do, they have more energy. There's lower absenteeism. They're less stressed. They avoid the burnout, and they avoid turnover for the company. So in the long run, it's a win for everybody.
On that, because we got 10 minutes, but it's going to go fast. I tell you what, because what's the biggest mistake you see companies make when trying to implement wellness initiatives?
Well, there's several. The first one is usually they don't ask the employee what they want. Most employees want to feel better, look better, have more energy, and just be better. Right. The other thing is employers will say, here's a program without making it all inclusive, and they make it result oriented or goal oriented. So a person who's 285 pounds losing 50 pounds has an unfair advantage to a person weighing 185 pounds losing 30 pounds because that way the person who's a lot heavier says, hey, I lost more weight than you did. Well, that's
Right.
not fair. And now you feel bad because you're doing the best you can. There's no way you can win if it's based on the results. However, we base it on participation. And when you base it on participation, then it's fair to everybody because everybody's at different points in their life, different points at where they are at their health, and different things they can do. So we want to make it fair to everybody, make it fun, make it enjoyable, and more importantly, they get results.
Hey, well said. Again, not cookie cutter, right? It's not one size fits all. And here's the thing: should we have a wellness workshop? Are you kidding me? Come on now, it's 2024. It's not. It's not. Should we? Because even if you don't, if you're that rare breed of folk that doesn't care about other people, you still want to improve your, bottom line, your rate, your turnover ratios, right? It's still good for business. Happy people. Everybody's like, I want to help companies. I think it was Scott Heathman. He said, "Well, what are companies? They're made of people, so I want to help people." Right? You said that. I've heard you say it in one way or the other. So let's talk about it. So the approach and philosophy, right? Your motto, correct me if I'm wrong, it's better to be consistently good than occasionally perfect, right? How did that come along? Was that something you learned through personal struggle?
Actually, I learned it from New Vita, who I partnered with. They have the technology so that I'm able to do the corporate health and wellness, and that's their philosophy: is it's better to be occasion or consistently good, which is lifestyle, than to be occasionally perfect, which is a diet. Again, you can go on a diet for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and be perfect. Once you stop that diet, most people gain the weight back. That's the problem with the Wegovy, the Ozempic, and other semi-gluten drugs out there. Is number one, they're dangerous. They're potentially hazardous to your health. They're finding more research that they cause, permanent damage to your gut and intestines. The other thing is it's expensive, and if you get the lesser expensive, the cheaper version, once you stop, all the weight comes back on. I have a friend I know that was on it, lost the weight, stopped it, gained it all back, went on it again, started having issues, stopped it, gained all the weight back. Where if you just do your lifestyle, it's permanent and it doesn't cost you as much. It's a lot less expensive to eat healthier than people think. So think of it this way. If you want to weigh 24 to 48 pounds lighter by this year, by this time next year, most people say, yeah, I'll do that. Well, can you lose 2, 3, 4 pounds per month? Not per week, per month. If you do it on average for 12 months, that's 24 to 48 pounds lighter by this time next year. Most people, will lose some weight and more in one month, less than another, and some none at all. The problem is the national brands advertise lose 15, 20, 30 pounds your first month guaranteed. Yes, you can lose that much weight. The problem is it's not sustainable, nor is it healthy. So you want to do it in a sustainable and healthy manner.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're people. We got enough challenges. We're not going to go out there and make things worse. Incremental. And you got a super fan, Alicia. Wow, like like if that don't get you excited, she's talking about how she doesn't like drink cokes all the time. Took 3 months. Lifestyle versus diet. She read my mind. Let me ask that question. But we'll try to get two in here, David.
Okay.
Uh, that was my question. But lifestyle versus dieting. What's the key difference in the mindset between the two? Because people get it twisted. You alluded to it, but what's the difference there?
Well, think of it this way. A diet is like a sprint. There's a finish line, and a diet has a goal. When you reach your goal, you cross the finish line, you're done. Most people revert back to their old habits. They treat themselves to a hot fudge sundae or their favorite food, their pasta, whatever. Lifestyle is like running a marathon, except in this marathon, there's no finish line. You just keep on going like the Energizer Bunny Rabbit. And that's the difference. One is a quick sprint. One is a marathon that's longer.
Nice. And I want to make sure people understand. You do employee wellness workshop. You do a lot of different stuff, and you got this great book. So everybody on the radio, go to jadedhealth.com. Scan the QR code if you're watching this live on the live streams. And wow, man. So let me ask you this, because this may be our last question. Uh, But, we live in the world where it's hard to tell anything's real anymore, right? Robots are talking to robots. There's deep fakes. Dolph Lundgren looks like he's 20 again, right? So how do you, and you're a guy who just researched this to save his own life, right? That's the whole thing. You just say, oh, wow, let me go seek the truth. So when you expose deceptive marketing tactics and you call that out in your book and your programs, what's the most shocking tactic that you discovered that is kind of ooh, like wow, that's really bad? If you don't mind, you don't have to answer it, but
Well, Cheerios, right on the front of the package, heart healthy. It's BS. It's not heart
toasted
healthy.
oats.
It's not heart healthy. It's detrimental. It won't lower your cholesterol. The lobbyists paid a lot of money to get permission to put that on the front of the package. Can of tuna. On the front, it'll say packed in water. Turn it over and look at the ingredients. It'll say tuna, water, vegetable broth, and salt. Well, what's in that vegetable broth? Well, it can have 168 different compounds in that vegetable broth. They don't have to disclose. If it says natural, it's a red flag. It only has to have a little natural, and there's can be artificial and chemicals. They can still call it natural. So there's a lot of loopholes. Also, a lot of the ingredients they allow here in the U.S. are not allowed in the European Union, Canada, and China. If you look at those same products in those countries, their ingredient list is a lot smaller than what we have here. Gatorade, the original formula is about 5 or 6 ingredients. Today, you look at it, it's a long list of about 12 to 13 ingredients, if not more. It's all chemicals. They've changed everything. It's not the food we're eating, it's what they've done to the food that we're eating.
Well said, man. I mean, it what you can't do what you don't know. That's the whole thing. Ignorance and stupidity. I'm ignorant of a lot of stuff, brain surgery, right? Proper English. But I know what I know, right? And that's where it is. I don't know this stuff, so I go to you. You got books, you have programs, you have employee wellness programs. So tap into it. Jadedhealth.com. Jaded Health, JADED health.com. Go check out the book on Amazon, Jaded Health, or the website. All points to the same place. So any last words you want to give folks? Because people want to not, they don't wake up to be unhealthy, right? It's got to be a mindset. So anything you want to impart to folks to encourage them to take baby steps, right? Get in the know. What's your final word?
Just do baby steps. And the best thing about Jaded Health, the book, is there's a lot of short stories and parables with life lessons. And I've applied those life lessons to live in a healthy lifestyle. The stories are really short. Some of them are a page and a half to 2 pages, 3 pages at most. And if you read those stories, 1 or 2 may resonate with you. Maybe some don't, but there's something that will trigger you because you'll enjoy the story. There's about 17 stories in there. And that's what I liked about the book is that it's simple to read. You don't have to read it from front cover to back cover. You can pick it up and just pick a spot to read and read 3 or 4 pages and do it consistently. And then you'll start learning things.
Absolutely. You put things in simple ways, man. I appreciate that. I'm trying to simplify my, anybody else out there trying to simplify things? Gee, especially with the holidays coming around. And that's another point, right? Woo, the holidays. If you ain't on track now and ready, you're going to get steamrolled. Then you're going to be whining at New Year, right? So go ahead, be proactive, check out the book, go check out the resources. And you're going to and definitely check him out on LinkedIn. David Medansky. He's got TV shows coming out. We're going to restream and broadcast those. So stay tuned, guys. I appreciate you, David, and all the folks out there in Richmond. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mike King, we love it, man. You push up your community just like we do ours. So it's like PB&J when they put it in the same jar. Man, it was unbelievable. So I tell you what, everybody go and connect with David. We will see you next week on the same time. I'm trying to find out who I got next week, and I can't remember. Who is it? I don't know. It's going to be a mystery guest. I got to figure it out. So you guys have a great time. We will see you on the next one. Thank you for all the hounds and friends of the hounds showing up. Connect with one another. Connect with me. Don't do this alone. All right. Life's hard enough. All right. Connect with like-minded, heart-centered, high-level professionals. Let's grow together, guys. Be good. Don't forget to wave. We're leaving. If I can find the outro. There it is. Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.